Okay, guys, we're back. It might be a little echo. There's nothing in this room, so let me know how the sound doing here, because I really don't know. This is my first time, but we finna go with it. Hey, Anonymous family. We're back with another one. We finna get straight into the video, and I don't know why God got all these videos like tied so close together. Some of it's kind of like a repeat, but I feel like it's to help y'all better understand, so we just finna go with it, okay? So this one today is, and if y'all see me keep looking down, it's just like I took notes so I can stay on topic, because it'd be so much in my brain, I get to rambling and it just might not make sense, but when I take notes, it helps me stay on track. Okay, so if I'm looking down, I'm just looking at my notes. Tell by the title, why God has you here. And we just finna get straight into it. We ain't finna waste no time, we finna get straight into it. You're not here just to experience the world. You're not here just to get rich. Getting rich is just a plus. Okay, say it with me. Getting rich is just a plus. Sometimes you gotta change your mindset. The world has us thinking we're here to just get rich, create wealth, and just live life. Those things are true, but there's one more thing that the world don't talk about. Okay, and that's what we're here to talk about. God don't want you broke. He wants you to have riches, but you also have to be doing what you're supposed to be doing, which is what we're talking about today. So if you have a lot of pressure on you, it's not that you're a bad person. It's because you haven't decided to walk in your purpose. That's the one that the world doesn't talk about, walking in your purpose. They talk about getting rich, they talk about getting the money, they talk about generational wealth. Those things are true. But number one, before those three things, number one is walking in your purpose. Once you start walking in your purpose, all those other things will fall into place. Once you start walking in your purpose, everything else will fall into place. The world has us thinking, we gotta figure out these three things. But sometimes you stress so much about these three things because you haven't did the number one thing, which is walking your purpose. Y'all following me? None of the rich people, well, I ain't gonna say none of the rich people, but most rich people just talk about how you have to have money and this, that, third. You don't need none of those things. You need to be walking in your purpose. And once you start walking in your purpose, all of those other things will fall into place. But in order to walk in your purpose, you have to sit with yourself and get to know God, because only God can help you fulfill your purpose. Only God can reveal to you your purpose. I can't tell you what your purpose is. I can help you. I can try to help you understand your purpose, but I can't tell you exactly what your purpose is and how you're supposed to do it. Like, I can tell you you're here to do this for the world, but I can't tell you exactly how to do that. That's for you to go to God and figure that out. So don't come to my videos thinking I can tell you what you do. I can be a guide of how to get there, but I can't tell you exactly what your purpose is because I don't know. Okay? So like I was saying, you have to sit with yourself. You have to get to know God, and He will reveal your purpose and help you fulfill your purpose. That's the only way I'm sitting here doing this, because I have sat with God. I have got to know God, and He revealed this to me. Okay, you following me? Okay. So we're gonna tie a Bible back in it, so y'all just won't think that I'm just telling y'all stuff. Like, everything I tell y'all is from experience or what I read in the Bible. So read your Bible. But let's get into it. If you read the Bible, you'll know that God's not coming back into every single person / man. In the Bible, they say man, but that means all of us, man, woman, kids, everybody. He's not coming back until everybody has heard about the word of God. God is not coming back until every person on earth has heard about Him. He's not coming back until every person has heard about Him. Keep that, I need y'all to put that in the back of y'all mind. Say that, okay? So if you go read John chapter 1, verse 6 through 8, or if you want a full picture, you can read John chapter 1, verse 1 through 13. But right now, we're focusing on John chapter 1, verse 8 through, take that out. Right now, we're focusing on John chapter 1, 6 through 8. And when you go and read this, like, I'm gonna paraphrase it, but if you decide to go read it, it's up to you. I can't make you read it. If you decide to go read it, John was a chosen one. So when you see the name John, insert yourself. That's you. You're John, okay? Because you're also a chosen one. If you watching my videos, you're a chosen one, period. If you watching my videos and you stick around, you're a chosen one, okay? You meant to be here, whether you want to believe it or not. But I'm going to paraphrase what it was. I'm not saying it word for word, but I'm paraphrasing it how God gave it to me. So John was a man sent from God. He came as a witness to testify concerning the light. Let's stop right there. John, you and me were sent to the world as a witness to testify concerning the light. God is the light. We are the witness. God is the light. We're the witness. So that through me and you, all may believe. Okay? Are you picking it up? Through me and you, all might believe. Now, verse 8 is important because John himself was not the light. He came only to witness the light. So me and you are not the light. You're not here to force nobody to do right. You're not here to persuade nobody to do right. You're only here to lead people to the light. Tell them. That's all you're supposed to do. Tell them. You can't make them, because at the end of the day, everybody has free will. You can't make nobody do anything. All you're supposed to do is for the ones who want to listen, be the lead to the light. Okay? And we're going to come back to that. So let's stop right there. So, according to John chapter 1, verse 6 to 8, we are here to be a witness to the light, which is God. That's why you're going through the stuff that you go through. You've been through the stuff you've been through, not because you're a bad person, but you have to go through those things in order to relate to others, because once you relate to others, you'll be able to help them through their troubles. Okay? So if you're going through stuff right now, you've been through stuff and you're wondering, why have I been through this stuff? It's not that you're a bad person. It's for experience, because you can't relate and you can't help people if you ain't been through nothing. How can you help somebody if you ain't never been through nothing? How can you relate to people if you ain't been through it yourself? You can't. You can say, I feel, you can say, I understand, but you can't really understand if you haven't been through it. That's why a lot of the stuff you've been through, you had to go through it. Like sometimes we gotta change our perspective. It's not always about you and what you're doing wrong. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it just has to be that way so you can be able to fulfill your purpose. Okay? If you're at a point where stuff is getting like kind of unbearable, like I told y'all in the last couple videos, if you get to the point where it's kind of becoming unbearable and you're not seeing your way out, it's because you haven't sat down with God and asked God, what's your purpose? What are you here to do? Because once you go to him and ask him that, he's going to show you what you need to be doing, but he's not going to make you do it. It's up to you to do it. And some of y'all already know what y'all supposed to be doing, but y'all scared. So if you know what you're supposed to do and you haven't did it, gotta keep letting stuff happening to you until you wake up like, oh wait, let me stop. And let me go do this what God been telling me to do. That's why sometimes you have businesses that's not doing how you want it to be doing. It might be doing good, but just think if you was walking in your purpose, how much better it could be. And I'm not saying that as to say, go find your purpose so you can get this. No. Do your purpose because that's what you're meant to do. That's why you hear people that's still living in the world, like everybody talk about how they're in the dark. That's where you come in at, however that might be. Like I told y'all in the video, there's no one specific or right way to show your light. You can show your light in a lot of different ways. You don't have to be a preacher, teacher. You don't have to do those things to show your light. That's why you have to go to God and ask him, because he's going to show you exactly how he wants you to show your light, but you have to go to him. You can only get that clarification from him. You can't even get that clarification from me. Even what I'm telling you, you have to take it back and ask God about it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you still got to talk to God at the end of the day. This video is not going to be enough. You can't take this video and think that this is going to change your life. It can help change your life, but at the end of the day, you have to go to God. Sit down with him. Do the inner work. And he's going to show you. But in order to know your purpose, I feel like you have to understand that the light is supposed to be shined. The light is supposed to come through you. And once you understand that, that'll help you understand your purpose more, because God might give you your purpose, but you don't understand it because you don't know that the light is supposed to be coming through you. You feel me? So once you realize you're supposed to be letting the light come through you, you're supposed to be helping people out the dark, your purpose will make more sense to you. It won't be so like, God, why are you having me doing this? Once you figure out your purpose, you'll understand that he has you doing that because you're letting the light shine through you. Let me stop saying you're the light, because we're not the light. God is the light. And you have to really remember you're not the light. You're not here to be God. You're not here to push nothing on nobody. Tell them, that's it. Tell them, that's it. Just that easy. That's all you're supposed to be doing. And everything else will fall into place. So the money, the wealth, the generation, all that will fall into place. But first you have to know your purpose. Because when it's all said and done, when it's time to answer to God, you think he'll be more proud about you making $1 million and having a successful business over the person who then led his people to the light? Like, that's how we got to start thinking. Like, the world makes it seem like it's all about money, but when it's time to answer to God and all you can say is, yeah, God, I had this business, it was real successful. I had 13, 15 cars, and I had $1 billion. You think that's gonna get you into heaven? You really think that's when it's all said and done, that's gonna be what gets you into heaven? No, that's all worldly. God don't care about those things. Those things are just plus. That's the plus. That's the plus. That is the plus. Okay? Like, think about it like that. That's just the plus. That's just a reward. And that's just a plus, because at the end of the day, God wants you to have those things, but those things are not the main things that he wants you to do. You get what I'm saying? Like, I hope y'all getting it. Like, God doesn't want you to be broke. He doesn't want you to be broke. He definitely wants you to have $1 million, but he also wants you to be doing your purpose, because if you have $1 million without your purpose, the $1 million is pointless. That's how I'm trying to put it. If you have the millions without your purpose, the $1 million is pointless, because when you go to God, he's going to tell you, turn away from you. He never knew you. For it's the person who done led. This person might not even made $1 million, but they led the people into the light. Who you think he gonna want? Who you think getting into heaven? You feel me? And I'm not saying you have to have your purpose and have no money. No, you can have your purpose, follow your purpose, and the millions, the cars come on top of that. And when you go to God, you tell him you led your people. And the millions was just your reward for helping your people. You get what I'm saying? And that's why that's the correct way to do it. That's why that's the correct way to do it. That's why you see some people who get the millions and be so depressed and still sad and still not happy. That's because they're not in their purpose. They just have the money. They just got what was supposed to be a plus, and they made it into the main thing. That's why they have these things that's still not happy, versus the person who found their purpose first and everything came on top. And they have actual happiness. That's the difference. That's the difference. That's why you see people, yes, there's rich people in the world, but those people are not happy. Those people don't feel loved. Those people don't feel wanted, because for one, they didn't start off with finding their purpose. They skipped the purpose and got to the millions. And God is not gonna force anybody. You have free will, so if that's what you wanna do, that's what you can do. But at the end of the day, you're gonna get this money and you're not gonna be happy, because for one, you don't have purpose. You don't know your purpose. You're just here. You got all this money and you're just here. Yes, you have 15 cars, you got 5 houses, but you have no purpose, so you're still not happy. That's the difference. That is the difference. That's why it's important to find your purpose first. Know your purpose first and let everything else fall into place, because once you know your purpose, you'll know why you're on the world. Everything else will be added. That's why you hear so many rich people like, I'm not happy, like, they don't know what they're supposed to be doing. They lost in life. That's why you still hear people like, they're just so unhappy because they're not in their purpose. Because one thing about it, I'm learning, once you're in your purpose, purpose brings a whole bunch more happiness. Purpose brings way more happiness than those other 3 things. It's a different type of happiness. Yes, those things bring you happiness, but when you're in purpose, that's like a different type of happiness. Like, that's a different type of joy. It's like you're ready to wake up every day because you know you're helping somebody. Those people who just had the money, they just had the money. Like, they done bought everything, they done did everything they wanted to do, but because they don't have purpose, they like, what's next? Versus the person who has purpose, who has a reason why they're getting up every day, helping everybody. And we're not helping everybody, helping people, trying to let their light shine through them. That's why those people are still happy, because they know their purpose. So the money, the cars is not just the only thing. You feel what I'm saying? It's like the money is not the only thing making them happy. Versus the people who don't know their purpose, that's the only thing that's keeping them happy the whole time. Money is not everything, so money can't keep you happy. Now I'm starting to see why God wanted me to talk about this. At first I was a little lost, because like, God, I just kind of talked about this yesterday, but I gotta hurry up because I'm running out of storage. But that's why you wonder why some people got money and God still let them get money, because God's not going to force anybody to do anything. But when you're a chosen one, it's a little different for you, because God really wants you to have it and be happy. So that's why it's a little harder for you. That's why it's a little longer for you, because he really wants you to grasp what he's the lesson that he wants you to learn. He really wants you to get it. So when you get all these fortunes, you'll be fulfilled. You wouldn't be still unsatisfied. But that's all I have for today. I hope this video helped. I'm running out of storage. That's why I'm talking a little faster now. See y'all next time. Love y'all.